Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. Welcome to the show. This is Strength for Today's Man. We are in volume 106. And those of you that are on the video watching, let me let you know these are not sunglasses. These are my reading glasses, and they're transitioning to the brightness of the day. Even though it's cloudy and overcast, it's still kind of bright. So I'm not on here trying to be the cool cat. I'm trying to see what I'm reading. But thank you guys for being here today. I want to talk about self-control. I want to talk about aimlessly running through life without any type of self-control. You need to be in self-control. Are you in self-control? Are you in control of you? That's a very important question that we need to ask ourselves sometimes. Am I in control of me? Am I in control of what's happening around me? Am I in control of the situation right now? 1 Corinthians 9:26-27 reads, I do not run aimlessly. I do not box as one beating the air, but I discipline my body and keep it under control, lest after preaching to others, I myself should be disqualified. Are you boxing as one beating the air? You know what that looks like? You've seen those boxers, and they're out there shadow boxing. You don't see anything. They're just shadow boxing. They're just boxing in the air. And this is what Paul is saying. I do not box as one beating the air, just out there aimlessly swinging at nothing. When you swing, you want to make sure you hit. And in this particular verse here, running aimlessly that he's talking about, when you hear those words, running aimlessly, what comes to mind? What do you envision when you hear running aimlessly? What kind of picture forms in your mind? I think about a marathon runner. I think about those that are running the 100-yard dash, the 440, the 220, anything dealing with running on a track. And I imagine them running and they're focused. They have this laser focus about them. They're out there to either beat a time, or they're out there to beat their self's time or someone else's time. They're out there to win the race. You can imagine a marathon runner that's aimlessly running his race. He's going side to side, talking to those in the crowd, just getting distracted by people in the crowd. That's not a good marathon runner. That's not one that's disciplined. That's not one that's focused on the race. He's out there just haphazardly dragging his feet, just almost walking. Can you imagine those that are in the 100-yard dash? The gun goes off and they start skipping. That would be unheard of. A skipping 100-yard dash. That's not a race. But those that are in those races, they're focused, they're determined, they're not distracted by the crowd, they're not distracted by the noise in the audience. They are focused. Matter of fact, they are pumped up by the crowd screaming their names, telling them to go, telling them to run, beat your time, beat the world's record, be first. And this is what they're hearing in their mind. This is what they're hearing in their ears. And this is what they're hearing in their hearts. They're focused. They want to beat this record. They want to be first across the finish line. So they're laser focused on what's in front of them, not what's on the side, not what's on the right or left. They don't even care who's in the next lane. It's just them by themselves, running straight down the track, trying to be first across the finish line. Their eyes are fixed straight ahead of them. That's not running aimlessly. Running aimlessly is running around in circles, not knowing what you're doing, not knowing where you're going, don't have a plan, don't have a dream, don't have a goal. You just out there aimlessly running around in your life. Now, I ask you again, are you in control? Or are you aimlessly running through life? Do you have a plan? Do you have a goal? Have you written it down? Have you studied it? Are you focused on what you need to accomplish in your life? When a marathon runner checks his watch, it's not to check to see what time it is. He's checking his pace. Whether it's he or she, they're checking their time to see if they're on pace or not. That's how focused they are. Most of us, when we look at our watch to see what time it is, to see if we're late, see if we're early. That's why we look at our watches. But them, They're looking at their watches to make sure they are on pace. Are you living your life focused, or are you living it aimlessly? Are you running with a plan in place? Are you running with a goal in place? Are you running with your purpose? Are you purposed to win the race that you're in right now? Or are you making things up as you go? A lot of people make things up as they go, just off the fly, just spontaneous. Some spontaneity is good, okay? I like spontaneity. But when you are planning a goal, you're planning a dream, you're planning your life, you don't want to go through life haphazardly. You don't arbitrarily just go through your life spontaneously. Just whatever comes up, let's just go with it. Whatever happens, we just do it. Whatever goes, goes. No, that's not a good plan. How can you bring yourself under self-control that you don't run aimlessly through life? How can you discipline yourself to stay focused at the task at hand? I tease one of our daughters because her attention span is extremely short. Her mother would be talking to her and she'll be looking off somewhere, and I'll be in the background going, squirrel, 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 because her attention span is so short. You don't want to go through life like that. Everything gets you distracted. Everything gets you looking around, seeing what's that. Oh, what's that? Squirrel, squirrel. No, you need to be focused on what you're doing, what you're listening to, who you're listening to, what you're watching, what you're reading. Be focused on that until you're done. Don't be so distracted to look to your right or left or look on your phone to see what's going on social media. You're not missing anything. You could turn that social media off for a week and turn it back on and catch up the very first day. You're not going to miss nothing. It's all drama. It's all soap opera. Get focused on your life. Get focused on your dreams. Get focused on your goals and finish. Stay focused. Be in control of your life. Don't run aimlessly through your life. And I'm going to close with this. God, help me to run the race with focus and perseverance. Remind me of what I am running for. May my actions be worthy of the reward. Are you in control? I hope so. This is Strength for Today's Man, Volume 106. Thank you guys for being here. Remember, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the channel if you heard something that really moved you today. And share the channel with someone else so you can bless them as well. Don't keep it to yourself. Share the wealth. I'll see you again tomorrow on the next podcast. You guys be blessed.